Hey everybody, Mark from Game UK, and this is the character build that I'm going to be using in my Dragon Priest hunting guide. This fellow here, this surly looking fellow here, is my character I'm going to be using during the course of the guide, and he's an adventurer known as John Belmont. Yeah, the name is a homage to the Belmont clan of Castlevania. Who basically do the same thing as to what I'm going to be doing in this series with this character. Basically, I'm going to be slaying the all 8 fearsome dragon priests. Anyone that plays Skyrim knows that the dragon priests are pretty powerful magic users who are an ancient and terrible evil, so on and so forth. And they each bear a mask, and once you collect all these masks, you can gain a golden mask, which has some pretty amazing stat increases, stat boosts, buffs, as well as the 8 masks themselves. The main objective of this series, however, is not so much collecting the masks, although I will be doing that, but the aim is to slay all 8 dragon priests and show you, well, just show you through it. So anyway, this character here, John Belmont, he's the character that I'm going to be playing as. He's a Breton. Basically, this is a character build video, so let's just call it a Knight Templar. So anyway, let's just see. The reason that I chose a Breton character is because we're going to be going up against the Dragon Priests, and the Dragon Priests are pretty much the most powerful magic users that you can come up against in the game. So it was kind of a very simple decision to go for the Breton as my race, as because they come with a 25% resistance to magic. That's 3/4. That's 1/4 of all magic attacks that you will be able to shrug off. 1/4 it's quite a lot. It's quite a large amount, you know. And as for my standing stone, I went off and I found the Atronach stone. For similar reasons, really. Not only does it give you 50 points of extra points of magicka, but you have a 50% chance to absorb spells. This comes at a magicka regeneration penalty of 50%, but that's no biggie because I'm not really going to be using magic that much with this character, aside from restoration spells. 50% absorb spells, coupled with 25% resistance to magic. That has given me 75% sort of magical resistance, either to absorb or resist. The other buffs I have are Fortify Magicka, which is the Atronach stone. Again, it's the same thing, and Fortify Blocking, which is a simple amulet of Stendar, religious amulet, and that's block 10% more damage with your shield, which is kind of just, you know, as a warrior. Now, the only magic schools that I'll be using are Alteration. That's Oak Flesh. That's pretty much the only spell I'll be using, just to give me an extra 40 points to my armor rating. But the only magic school I'm going to be concentrating on is Restoration, and I'm going to be using Healing Hands to heal my companion, Healing to heal myself, and Fast Healing to heal myself in a spot of bother. I may use wards depending on what's going on. Now, I'm sure you're wondering about equipment. Yes. Now, in terms of equipment, I got my smithing up to 100 as quickly as I could, and got all the perks in the smithing constellation. So basically that enables me to increase my armor to legendary status, and that gives it a pretty considerable boost in terms of armor rating. So all my armor is legendary. I'm not going to be wearing a helmet because I'm a badass. So my armor rating is 226, which is, it's good. It's very good actually, but there is a lot better armor ratings out there. So my armor rating is very good, so hopefully I can shrug off melee attacks. Now, the shield I'm using is the Daedric Artifact Spellbreaker, and I improved it to the flawless level, so it gives me a 51 armor rating, plus 51 armor rating. But the reason I got this, you have to complete the Daedric quest, the Only Cure. That's Periite, the Daedric Lord. And this is the reward you get for completing that quest. And Spellbreaker is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal for any character, for any warrior who wants to seriously take on mages. When you block, it creates a spell ward that dispels up to 50 points of magical damage. Now once again, when you consider I have the magic resistance and the absorb spell ability from the Atronach Stone, this just basically stacks on top of that to give me even more defense against magic. Plus, it's a shield, so I can, block against melee attacks as well. Now, I'm sure you're all itching to see what my weapon is. My sword of choice is the legendary Daedric artifact, Dawnbreaker. This you get off the Daedric Lord Meridia once you complete her Daedric quest, which involves slaying a powerful necromancer. The text is even tiny on the screen, so the resolution of this video, I know it will be worse than it looks on the previous screen. I really don't know why that happens with Skyrim, but it does. Basically, Dawnbreaker's damage rating is 33 with Flawless, so I've improved it to the Flawless rank. It does 10 points of fire damage, and when it attacks an undead, if an undead dies by being attacked with Dawnbreaker, the undead creature will explode, causing fire damage to any nearby undead. Now, when you consider the fact that the dragon priests themselves are undead, and that all their minions are undead, and that the crypts that they usually reside in contain a lot of undead, it's a no-brainer. Dawnbreaker is going to be very, very helpful in getting rid of them. Now, I do have some secondary weapons. Obviously, I have a bow, just in case. You never know. It's best to keep a bow. I also have the Mace of Morlock Baal, but I won't be using this. I may have to use it, but I won't be using it. Again, that's a Daedric artifact that you get by doing the quest House of Horror, I believe. The other backup weapon I have is I have 2 silver swords. Now, silver swords are quite weak by themselves. They only do 14 damage. Well, because my one-handed perk is only on the 2nd level, but silver sword does 14 damage. But its ability that it has a special ability that it's especially effective against undead. And what this means is it does a bonus of 20 damage against any undead creature, so you will be looking at 34 points of damage, which is pretty good against. But it's against any other creatures, the silver sword is pretty mundane. It's pretty rubbish. But against undead, that extra 20 damage may be useful if I decide to go dual-handed. And a legendary steel sword, just in case. So that's the character I'm going to be playing as. Just see here, Dawnbreaker shines with a holy light. And yes, there we go. That fuzzy effect that's being given off by Spellbreaker, and that is the spell ward that it creates when you guard. Now, I will be going into battle with a brother-in-arms. This is Vorstag, who you find in Markarth, the inn in Markarth, the tavern. You just pay 500 gold, and he'll follow you as a mercenary. I've kitted him out in steel plate armor, full steel plate, which I've improved to legendary to increase his longevity. Given him an elven war axe, which is legendary as well, and a legendary dwarven shield, which I believe has a fire enchantment on it. He's basically going to tag along with me on the adventure, and hopefully 2 heads are better than 1, so we should be able to take on the evils together. So yeah, that's the character build that I'm using, my John Belmont, as I call him. Basically a Knight Templar with a lot of magic resistance and effectiveness against the undead. So hopefully when I'm taking on those dragon priests, you'll be seeing a lot of this character. You'll be seeing a lot, and I hope you watch the series. I even hope that you play along and try and take them down methodically, as I'm going to do. I'm going to start with the easiest dragon priest, what I consider to be the easiest, and then escalating to what I believe is the most difficult dragon priest to take down. So stay tuned. Episode 1 will air soon. Thanks very much for watching. Leave your comments and feedback in the comment section below, and as always, subscribe to the channel. Thanks very much.